There comes a moment in every life when desire is no longer enough, when dreaming begins to feel like a quiet form of suffering, when the vision in your mind becomes heavier than the excuses in your body. And in that moment, a question rises. Not softly, but with force. Are you serious? Because wanting success is common. Talking about greatness is easy. Even starting, that's easy too. The world is full of starters. But finishers, builders, people who show up when the emotion is gone, when the excitement fades, when nobody is watching, those are rare. And the difference between the two is not talent. It is not luck. It is not even intelligence. It is consistency. Consistency is the language of commitment. It is the silent proof that your words are not empty, that your vision is not a fantasy, that your goals are not temporary moods. It is what transforms a wish into a reality, a thought into a result, a person into a force. You don't become powerful in a single moment. You become powerful in repetition. Think of the men whose names echo through history. Thomas Edison did not invent the light bulb in a flash of genius. He built it through thousands of attempts, each failure refining his process. Henry Ford did not revolutionize industry overnight. He committed himself to relentless iteration, showing up day after day when others doubted, when others quit. Abraham Lincoln was defeated again and again before he ever stood victorious, but he carried something stronger than failure. He carried consistency. Not emotional bursts, not occasional effort, but disciplined, unwavering, relentless action. Because consistency is not glamorous. It does not feel powerful in the moment. It feels repetitive, feels boring. It feels like doing the same thing again, and again, and again with no immediate reward. And that is exactly why most people avoid it. They chase motivation instead. They wait to feel inspired. They depend on the spark. But the truth, the raw, uncomfortable truth, is that motivation is unreliable. It rises and falls like the tide. If your progress depends on how you feel, then your results will always be unstable. Consistency, on the other hand, is a decision that says, I will show up whether I feel like it or not. A decision that says, my goals are more important than my moods. A decision that says, I am no longer negotiating with my own potential. And this is where transformation begins, not when everything is perfect, not when you have clarity on every step, but when you commit to movement regardless of uncertainty. Because clarity does not come before action, it comes from action. You do not wait to become confident before you begin. You build confidence by doing the work, repeatedly, imperfectly, consistently. Every step you take sends a message to your mind, I am capable. Every small win compounds into belief, I can do this. And over time, that belief becomes unshakable. But it only happens if you continue, not for a day, not for a week, but long enough for the results to catch up with your effort. Most people quit in the invisible phase, the phase where nothing seems to be happening, where progress is slow, where doubt whispers louder than faith. They mistake silence for failure. They assume that because they cannot see the results, the process is not working. But what they fail to understand is this: growth is happening beneath the surface. Just like a seed buried in the soil, your efforts are taking root long before they break through. You cannot rush it. You cannot force it. But you can nurture it with consistency. Every day you show up, you water the seed. Every day you push forward, you strengthen the roots. And one day, inevitably, it breaks through. But only for those who stay. This is the part no one celebrates. The quiet days, the early mornings, the late nights, the discipline when no one is clapping, when no one is watching, when no one even knows what you're building. This is where you prove who you are. Because anyone can work when it's convenient. Anyone can try when it's exciting. But only the serious, only the committed, only those who have made a decision at the deepest level can continue when it's difficult. Consistency is not just an action. It is an identity. It is the moment you stop asking, asterisk, should I do this today? Asterisk, and start declaring, asterisk, this is who I am. Asterisk, you are someone who shows up. You are someone who executes. You are someone who finishes what you start. And once that identity is locked in, everything changes. Because now you are no longer relying on willpower, you are operating from alignment. Your actions are no longer forced, they are natural. Discipline is no longer a struggle, it becomes your standard. And this is how success is built, not in explosive bursts, but in steady, undeniable progress. Brick by brick, step by step, day by day, until one day, what once felt impossible becomes inevitable. And when that day comes, people will look at you and call it talent. They will call it luck. They will say you had something special. But you will know the truth. You will know that it wasn't a single moment that changed your life. It was every moment you refused to stop.